Here are the top stories of the news. Federal government unveils plans to deploy military veterans to secure Nigeria's ungoverned spaces. Nigerian Independent System Operator attributes a national grid collapse to voltage disturbance in Gombe. And on the foreign scene, Donald Trump to de-escalate in Minnesota after second fatal shooting. Good afternoon, and welcome to News at 12 on Western Spring Television. I am Emujo. The federal government has unveiled plans to deploy military veterans to help secure Nigeria's ungoverned spaces as part of strategies to strengthen national security and drive economic activities in conflict-affected areas. These follow the inauguration of an 18-member committee by the Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa, tasked with reclaiming ungoverned spaces for economic viability and repositioning the Nigerian Legion Corps of commissionaries and veterans. A statement on Wednesday by the ministry's Deputy Director of Information, Adeline Juku, on behalf of the Director, Information and Public Relations, said the committee was inaugurated on Tuesday at the Ministry of Defense Headquarters, Abuja, with the minister represented by the Permanent Secretary, Richard Felangwa. Speaking at the event, Musa said the deployment of veterans into ungoverned spaces will complement ongoing military operations by bringing experienced personnel into local security and development efforts, particularly in areas where state presence remains weak. According to the minister, the initiative reflects a strategic shift from an over-reliance on military offensives to a more inclusive and sustainable approach to security that tackles the socio-economic drivers of insecurity. President Bola Tinubu has continued bilateral talks with Turkish counterpart Recep Erdogan despite a misstep in Turkey. A trending video had captured the moment President Tinubu stumbled during a welcome ceremony in Ankara, the Turkish capital, raising concerns about the Nigerian leader. While working alongside Erdogan, President Tinubu appeared to have missed his step but was quickly assisted by officials, helping him regain his balance. The special advisor to the President on Media and Public Communications, Sunday Dare, said his principal immediately proceeded from the ceremonial reception to scheduled bilateral meetings with President Erdogan and all their senior government officials. Meanwhile, Turkish President Recep Erdogan says his country will support Nigeria's fight against terrorism, expressing readiness to deepen cooperation in military training and intelligence. Speaking at a joint press conference with President Bola Tinubu during his official visit to the capital, Ankara, Erdogan said under Tinubu's leadership, Nigeria is taking firm steps against terrorism and Turkey stands by the Nigerian people in the struggle. The Turkish president said terrorist groups, particularly in Africa's Sahel region, pose a threat to the continent's stability. Nigeria officials also held meetings with Turkey's leading defense industry firms during the visit and expressed confidence that the outcomes of those talks will be positive. On trade, the Turkish leader said the two countries reaffirmed their $5 billion trade volume target, exploring new steps to enhance bilateral economic ties. And now to judicial matters. British prosecutors on Tuesday accused Diezani Alice Maduekwe, the first woman president of Organization of the Petroleum of Exporting Countries, OPEC, of enjoying a life of luxury from bribes taken while she was Nigeria's oil minister. The 65-year-old, who sat in the dock at London's Southwark Crown Court on the first day of her trial, is accused of multiple counts of bribery between 2011 and 2015 when she was Nigeria's Minister for Petroleum Resources under then-President Goodluck Jonathan. Prosecutors told the court that at the time, those who were interested in lucrative oil and gas contracts with Nigeria's state-owned petroleum corporation provided significant financial or other advantages to Alison Maduekwe. The prosecution added that as a minister, Alison Maduekwe should not have accepted benefit from those who were doing, no doubt, extremely lucrative business in oil and guards with government-owned entities. Other counts allege she received bribes, including school fees for her son, products from high-end shops such as the Harrods department store and Louis Vuitton, and further private jet flights. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has struck out an ex parte motion filed by the convicted leader of the indigenous people Biafra IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, seeking his transfer from the Sokoto Correctional Facility. At today's proceedings, Kanu's legal representative, Demdu Hassan, a senior legal officer of the Legal Aid Council, informed the court that he wished to withdraw from the matter, citing irreconcilable issues. He explained that since the last adjourned date, he had been in constant phone communication with the relatives of the applicant. However, the relatives did not show up at the legal aid office to depose to the application, despite phone calls and promises to appear. Demdu added that Kanu sought to dictate the proceedings and control what counsel would say in court. He then invoked Order 50, Rule 1 of the Federal High Court rules, seeking to formally withdraw from the matter. In his ruling, Justice Omotosho commended the counsel for upholding the dignity of the court, granting leave for Demdu and the Legal Aid Council to withdraw their service. And here in Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke has called on all parents and caregivers to present their children to the nearest health facility or vaccination post for the measles rubella vaccination. Governor Adeleke, who was represented by his deputy Kola Adewusi, made the call at the flag-off ceremony of the measles rubella vaccination campaign. The governor stressed the importance of the vaccine to the lives of children while assuring the public of his administration, while assuring the public of his commitment to ensuring that all eligible child in Osun State receives the vaccines. On his part, the Commissioner for Health, Jola Akintola, disclosed that the vaccination will be carried out across the 30 local government areas and area offices in Osun State. Reinforcing the safety and effectiveness of the vaccines, he noted that all children aged 9 months to 14 years are eligible to receive the vaccine irrespective of previous vaccination status.
Measles and rubella are preventable diseases, yet they continue to threaten the lives of children. Measles can lead to serious complications such as pneumonia, brain damage, and even death. Rubella is especially dangerous during pregnancy and can cause severe birth defects. Through this vaccination campaign, we are placing a shield of protection around our children and future generations. The HPV vaccine is also a powerful tool in cancer prevention. Cervical cancer, largely caused by the human papillomavirus, remains one of the leading causes of cancer-related deaths among women in Nigeria. By vaccinating our young girls today, we are preventing cervical cancer tomorrow. We are securing healthier futures for our daughters and strengthening the future of our state. Our administration is fully committed to ensuring that every eligible child in Osun State receives these life-saving vaccines. We have mobilized health workers, strengthened cold chain systems, and engaged communities across all local governments.
Let us bring out our children for this vaccination. The measles rubella vaccine is a safe and effective vaccine that provides protection against both measles and rubella. It works by strengthening the child's immune system to prevent infection and interrupt disease transmission within our communities across Osun State and Nigeria. All children aged 9 months to 14 years are eligible to receive this vaccine during this campaign, irrespective of previous immunization status.
In his goodwill message, Special Advisor to the Governor on Primary Health Care, Dr. Michael Oyerinde, said the administration of the vaccination will extend beyond primary health care centers to schools, places of worship, markets, and parks. Development partners at the event also spoke about the effectiveness of the vaccine, adding that it serves as the only means to prevent measles and rubella in children.
The ceremony indicates a decisive step in our administration's commitment to safeguarding the lives of our children and securing a healthier future for all residents of Osun State. Today, we launch a comprehensive campaign specifically targeting measles, rubella, also to remind us also of the human papilloma virus.
WHO remains a proud technical partner to the government of Nigeria and Osun State in strengthening routine immunization and conducting high-quality vaccination campaigns. As this campaign is rolled out across all local government areas, we call on parents, caregivers, community leaders, and influencers to actively support the efforts by ensuring that all eligible children are presented for vaccination. Every child vaccinated is a step closer to a healthier Osun State and a healthier Nigeria.
Today's event is more than ceremony. It is a strong statement of our collective commitment to protecting the lives, the health, and the future of our children. Measles and rubella remain significant in public health concern, and the introduction of the MMR vaccine into our routine immunization schedule is a critical step towards preventing avoidable childhood illness, disability, and death.
Moving on, the Nigerian Independent System Operator, NISO, has said Tuesday's national grid collapse was traced to voltage disturbance at the Gombe transmission substation. A statement issued by the system operator on Tuesday while providing updates on repair and restoration efforts stressed that the incident did not amount to a total system collapse, contrary to reports by some media organizations. The collapse marked the second grid disturbance recorded in 2026. NISO said electricity supply across the affected areas has since been fully restored, following immediate corrective actions by its technical teams. It added that the disturbance originated from the Gombe transmission substation before spreading to other parts of the network. Nigeria's power grid has continued to experience recurring disturbances in recent years. In 2025 alone, the national grid collapsed multiple times, with the last recorded incident occurring on December 29. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, says any worker of the Federal Capital Territory Administration who fails to resume work from today would face disciplinary action. Wike stated this on Tuesday while briefing journalists at the office in Abuja, shortly after the National Industrial Court in the nation's capital ordered the workers to suspend their ongoing strike. The FCT minister disclosed that his administration has met with the unions and all their grievances have also been tabled. He stated that the security agencies and the FCT management have tried to dialogue with the unions but to no avail, asserting that there is more to it than just their demands. FCT workers began an indefinite strike last week over what it described as authorities' failure to address long-standing labor and welfare demands. The strike has led to the shutdown of activities across major government offices in Abuja.
What do we get? We get 1% of what the federal government gets at the end of the day. If the federal government gets 1 trillion, for example, in a bot, we're entitled to 1% of that 1 trillion. And that gives you 10 billion. That gives you 10 billion. What is the salary bill of this FCT? as to today, I just signed January salary of 12-something billion. So assuming, though not considering, that this month, January, federal government got 1 trillion, assuming so, what we're entitled to as FCT is a 10 billion. The 10 billion cannot even be enough to pay salaries and run the administration. Therefore, you fall back to your IGR. And when we take drastic actions as to make sure people pay the IGR, again, people complain. You are doing too, kind-handed, give us some time and this and that. When I came on board, what was the IGR of the FCT? 9 billion. 9 billion. Today, where are we? We have hit 30 billion. Well, that's right. If you disobey the law, there are no consequences of disobeying the law. We must allow people to disobey the law flagrantly. I'm giving them the window. You can see me in office today. But tomorrow, if you don't come to work, we're going to apply the big stick. And for tomorrow, if you see anybody who says, oh, you want to block the gate, we'll make you a scapegoat. The law must take its place. There's no going back about that.
Now talking politics, a former Labour Party governorship candidate in Anambra State, George Moghalu, has resigned his membership of the party. Moghalu announced his resignation in a letter shared on his X handle on Tuesday. In the letter, dated January 26, 2026, and addressed to the chairman of Ward 1 Labour Party, Uruagu Nnewi, Moghalu said his decision took immediate effect. Before joining the Labour Party in October 2024, Moghalu was a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress APC, where he served as national auditor. Moghalu later secured the Labour Party governorship ticket in April 2025 ahead of the Anambra State governorship election. However, in the November 8, 2025 election, Chukwuma Soludo of the All Progressives Grand Alliance APGA defeated him and others to pick a return ticket as Anambra governor. In other news, operatives of the Ekiti State Police Command have uncovered an illegal baby factory located in the Ikere local government area of Ekiti State. Addressing journalists in Ado-Ekiti, the Ekiti State Commissioner of Police Joe Eribo said the command received a tip-off and arrested one Onyechi Oluwadare alongside 4 other suspects behind a popular hotel along Ishe-Ekiti Road, Ikere-Ekiti. Speaking to journalists, the prime suspect in the alleged baby factory, Onyechi, denied the allegation, saying she only prays in the building for those seeking God's favor. The command's operatives also arrested one Ibrahim Abubakar, a notorious cattle rustler. Investigation revealed that Ibrahim Abubakar has over the years rustled numerous cattle in Ekiti, Kwara, and Kogi states and has been on the wanted list of the 3 states. You're watching Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. We will be right back after this break.